is an article of our faith for our Christians who believed that Jesus Christ is the Savior of mankind. Though He was equal to God in everything, yet to show the unfathomable riches of His love and also to take us all to the glorious life of the heavenly kingdom of God.
A hearty welcome to all my dear friends. Now, I'm going to take you to your heart's content. This is not a world of fantasy, but a very holy and a venerable place. People consider that paths trodden by saints are sacred. The place which I am going to take is where Mother Mary, a person who changed everything right from the face of earth to heaven, along with infant Jesus in her womb, came to a village to meet simple village boys on different occasions. The village that I've been talking about is none other than Velankanni. Yes, I'm sure you'd have heard about it. This simple but miraculous village is situated some 373 kilometers southeast of Chennai and 10 kilometers from coastal town of Nagapattinam.
Velankanni is popularly hailed as the Lourdes of the East, precisely because here stands the magnificent shrine Basilica of Mary, our Mother of Health, holding the infant Jesus on her hands as the glorious Son of God and assuring of her support to all those who come there with tearful eyes and sorrowful hearts.
The two-tiered church on the model of the Lourdes shrine in France.
Let us move on to that place where our mother appeared first, and to whom and under what circumstances.
The tradition says that there was a certain wealthy man living in the port town of Nagapattinam at the end of the 16th century, to whom a certain village boy used to carry the cow's milk every day. One day, as the boy was taking the cow's milk in a vessel, as he felt tired on that day, he took some rest under a banyan tree near the pool at Anna Pillai Road, and soon he began to sleep. But then, suddenly he was woken up and he could not believe his eyes. The sight was so dazzling when our Mother Mary graciously appeared to the village boy and asked him to supply some milk to the infant Jesus on her hands.
Since then, the Mother Pool holy water is used by pilgrims in deep faith.
Having seen Mother's pool, where her apparition appeared first, now let us move on to another place where the Holy Mother appeared for another person, and on what circumstances.
The place which we seeing is commonly called Nadutittu in Velankanni itself. The tradition says that a certain village boy born lame sitting in a particular place was selling buttermilk every day. One day, as he was sitting at the spot and selling buttermilk, suddenly he saw Mother Mary so gloriously appearing to him and smilingly asked the village boy to give some buttermilk to the infant Jesus on her hands. The boy, taken up with wonder to get up, walk and run like any other normal person. We can imagine how happy the boy would have felt then.
Dear friends, Mother Mary loved all the children of tales.
No faith. In Rome as Mother of Hell. In 1806, she appeared in France as the Mother of the Miraculous Medal. In 1858, again she appeared in France, popularly known as the Mother of Lourdes.
Our Lady of Lourdes tells her name as Immaculate Conception.
In 1917, she appeared as Fatima in Portugal, thus known even today as the Mother of Fatima.
Our Lady appeared at Fatima, referring to the place. She is called Our Lady of Fatima.
Mother Mary did not forget our Indian soil, nor abandon it either. Yes, she appeared here at Velankanni in Tamil Nadu to the two village boys, one carrying milk and another boy selling buttermilk, but born lame.
A mother's love is never partial, and Mother Mary is an embodiment to that saying. She cared not only for her sons and daughters of Velankanni, but was kind enough in saving those Portuguese sailors who were caught in a rough storm, and she brought them safely to the shores of Velankanni. You can imagine how grateful these sailors could have been for this miraculous escape. And in return, as a gratitude, do you know what they did? Let us see.
A certain number of traders were traveling in a commercial ship that was going to Portugal. However, suddenly a severe storm broke out. Feeling totally helpless, they knelt before the statue of our mother in the ship and started praying with tearful eyes, seeking her protection for the safety of their lives. And our mother did not abandon them. She pleaded with her son Jesus, and storm became calm.
The proclaim plates with biblical descriptions were brought by the Portuguese sailors.
What we see now to the chapel of Mother of Sorrows standing in front of the shrine basilica. It is before the chapel of Mother of Sorrows the devotees pray for receiving the blessings of our Mother.
As we are heading towards Madhakulam, we get to see several niches of the stations of the Way of the Cross and many other sacred events. Likewise, on the right hand side of the extended shrine of the rear, we get to see the sacraments of the Holy Church.
The station of the Way of Cross show the cruelty of sin and the compassion of God on mankind. It pathetically shows also the sufferings of Jesus, which he endures in order to save every one of us.
The joyful, luminous, sorrowful, and glorious divine mysteries show God's grand plan of creation and recreation and the manner of its fulfillment in human history.
The exhibition on the sacramental life of the Church.
The shrine is the place of other personal counseling and administering the Sacrament of Reconciliation. Apart from this, we get to see portrayals of scenes of baptism of Jesus, the event marking his entry into public life and ministry.
In this chapel, the pilgrims prepared themselves for the reception of the Sacrament of Reconciliation, which is the grace given to us for being forgiven mercifully and accepted lovingly by God.
What you see now is the Adoration Chapel, where people can sit quietly and pray for forgiveness, preparing themselves for receiving the Sacrament of Reconciliation, and thank God as His forgiven children. It is also a place very conducive for having a personal dialogue with the God. What we are going to see is a biblical view of looking at the salvation history of mankind.
To serve those dejected heart, we have the spring of prayer, where devoted souls pray to wipe out the sorrows of the mankind. To avail this blessing, contact 04365 263 446 or 9486 96 9115.
This is the free counseling center. Here, anyone in distress or mental worries can meet a counselor.
What we see now is the meditation center, where one can enter into the presence of Lord through concentrated prayers and deep reflection, through which we can get freedom from illusion, deception, inordinate affection, and attachment, received the inner freedom.
This is the place where confessions are heard in different languages for the benefit of people speaking different languages. It is the place where God assures His forgiveness through the priest to the penitents.
What we see now is the scene of baptism of the Lord. Baptism is for the forgiveness of sins, but Jesus did not commit any sin. Then why did He get the baptism? Because He wanted to associate Himself with all of us sinners by taking upon Himself our sins and doing reparation for them.
Through the burning bush to the gentle breeze to Eliza and so on. Now also speaks to us, but in what ways? One of He is speaking to us is what you are going to see in this exhibition, in a manner that is simple and clear.
The museum, situated right in front of the shrine, is a place which needs a very special mention. This is the place where the devotees express their gratitude in form of thanksgiving letters and gifts to their Almighty, the Mother, who has answered their petition and prayers.
It's our human culture to thank a person for the help received from him and praise him for the kindness shown to us in words and deeds. The museum thus stands as a living expression of such culture of remembering the favors received through our mothers and thanking her for her motherly concern. The letters are not written with mere ink that will fade away in due course of time. They express the deep inner sentiments of a heart that is touched and moved by the real concern of mother for the devotee and interceding on his behalf with her son Jesus.
It supplies for sale such books that help us to grow spiritually and in holiness. Books like Bible, Lives of Saints and other Christian literature encouraging piety and growth in spiritual welfare.
It supplies statues, rosaries, medals and other religious articles including audio and video cassettes containing religious hymns and songs. The Shrine Basilica had telecasted more than 13 serials about the miraculous events that happened at Velankanni. Those 13 serials are dubbed into VCDs and are displayed for sale. It is also for your kind information that prominent artists participated in TV shows. It is the residence of the priests who are there for serving the needs of the Shrine Basilica.
The registering counter. It is where the accommodation for the visiting pilgrims are booked. It is situated opposite to the bus stand maintained by the major panchayat. All bookings for accommodation in the pilgrim quarters belonging to the Shrine Basilica are done here. Rooms with modern amenities are provided for the convenience of the pilgrims.
The canteen. The canteen is maintained by the Shrine Basilica for the benefit of devotees.
To induce the spiritual fervor and welfare in the devotees, Shrine Basilica has taken steps in setting up the center called Dhyana Illam, a retreat center for meditation and prayer, and another center called Arogya Niketan, a center for Mariology.
What you are now seeing is the retreat center that are conducive for long hours of prayers and in deep meditation. This center is self-contained in the sense that it has residential accommodation, a kitchen to provide meals, etc. It has other spiritual facilities, say to officiate the holy sacrifice of the Mass and other paraliturgical services within the center itself in consultation with the director of the retreat center. Contact 04 365 263 444.
We are now having a glimpse of the Arogya Niketan, commonly called the Center of Mariology. The center offers a regular study course from the beginning of July up to the end of March every year. For those who are interested to have an in-depth knowledge of theological perspective on the life of Mother Mary and her role in God's saving plan.
The home for the aged. Now we are having a look at the home for the aged, run by Shrine Basilica.
Shrine Basilica is blessed with the presence of religious sisters of different congregations, but they all work with a single-minded devotion in serving the various needs of Shrine Basilica.
We now see the residence that accommodates the Sister of Congregation of Bon Secourses. They prepare the candles needed for the offerings by the pilgrims. They prepare the host needed for the celebration of Holy Mass, besides running a hostel for girls where they can stay and pursue their studies. We now move on to the residence of the Sister of Congregation of Immaculate Conception of Mary. They look after the sales depot near the Mata Kulam. They also form a part of the Basilica choir. Now we are moving to the center where the Sisters of Missionaries of Charity found by Mother Teresa are looking after the sick people between age of 3 and 75, and most of the patients are mentally retarded. This is one of the great humanitarian services done to the least in our society by the sisters under the patronage of Shrine Basilica.
Mercy Home. The Shrine Basilica stands as a living testimony to the miraculous cure that happened to the boy born lame centuries ago. Fondly remembering the same event, the Shrine Basilica has put up as a center popularly called as the Mercy Home, wherein the physically handicapped children such as the lame and the deaf are taken care of. They are put up in a hostel and are helped to complete their higher school studies. About 600 children are benefiting out of this scheme, so much so that the children begin to think less and less of their physical deformity, but learn to live more and more happily and purposefully.
They are known as the daughters of Mary Immaculate, living in this residence and looking after the day-to-day affairs of Retreat Center. They are also taking care of Marian Book Depot, besides being in charge of young girls who are put up in the Agnes Home for serving the various needs of Shrine Basilica.
Sisters of Saint Anne Luzerne. The sisters belonging to the congregation of Saint Anne of Luzerne are giving training to girls in the areas of tailoring and flower arrangements besides computer coaching. They also look after the midday meal scheme for the street children.
The Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity are looking after the counseling center and form a part of the Basilica choir.
Saint Arogya Mata Health Center serves the immediate medical needs of the pilgrims specially and the public at large.
The Arogya Mata Higher Secondary School is what we are seeing now. It belongs to the management of the Shrine Basilica.
Don Bosco Students Hostel. It is situated within the Arogya Mata Higher Secondary School campus, and more than 100 students are staying here pursuing their studies.
The Arogya Mata Primary School is what we are seeing now.
The Infant Jesus Balwadi and Nursery School comes next in the list.
The Holy Family Community Hall.
At Velankanni, there is the Arogya Mata Charitable and Educational Trust, registered as per the government rules, rendering educational, medical and charitable services to the public at large, especially to the poor and the neglected. Those who wish to render contributions to this registered trust may contact the rector of the Shrine Basilica. Now, you can see a caravan of barefoot pilgrims coming from different parts of Tamil Nadu and other states to seek the protection of the Mother and thank her for all the grace and favors given to them from the God through her. After paying due respects and gratitude to the Mother, devotees carry the statue of the Mother in a small car in a procession till Shrine Basilica, where they offer their petitions of thanksgiving.
Just as a baby Jesus was offered to God in the temple, so also the parents who received favors through the intercession of a mother are now offering the children to God. One such practice is known as the shaving of the head. It is the head that usually adorns the head. Hence, once the head is shaven, it loses its identity and beauty.
It is the practice of the Catholic Christians to offer a Mass, either for obtaining favors or as an act of thanksgiving for the favors received. Accordingly, we see here people register their names for offering Mass intentions.
The pilgrims use blessed oil in faith and get cured.
We see now the coconut saplings. The uniqueness of the coconut is that it offers itself totally, all of its parts and the growth process. Nothing is left to itself. Thus, coconut becomes a symbol for total self-offerings.
Flowers and garlands are known for the variety of colors and beauty of their arrangement, and the aspiration of offering flowers and garlands is that one's own life should become like garlands, spreading the aroma of joy and peace.
The candles also stand for total self-offerings in the sense by burning themselves, they melt, but are spreading at the same time light that drives away darkness.
We have with us the living testimonies, the pilgrims who are here with us to share their experience and favors received from the Mother.
நாங்கள் பெங்களூர்லேருந்து வரோம், 30 வருஷமாக வரோம். எங்களுக்கு மாதம் நிறைய புதுமைங்க செஞ்சுருக்காங்க. இந்த புதுமையில் ஒரு புதுமை எங்களுக்கு அதிசயம் நடந்ததுதான். குழந்தை 3 வருஷம் ஆகி கூட எங்களுக்கு பேசவே இல்லை. மாதாவுக்கு வேண்டிக்கின்னு இங்கே வந்து மாதா பிரார்த்தனை மூலமாக எங்களுக்கு 2 மாதத்துல குழந்தை நல்லபடியாக பேசிட்டான். அதனால் நாங்கள் நன்றி சொல்ல വന്നിരിக்கோம்.
ഇവിടെ വന്ന് തൊട്ടിൽ കെട്ടി ഒരു 6 മാസം കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷമാണ് വാവ ജനിച്ചത്. വേളാങ്കണ്ണി മാതാവിന്റെ അനുഗ്രഹം കൊണ്ടാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ പൂർണ്ണമായി വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നത്.
We are coming from France, a far-off country. We want to share with you what we know about the shrine of our Mother of Velankanni. We come here to have a darshan of our Mother after hearing the fact that many miracles are happening in this famous pilgrim center through the intercession of our Mother Mary.
నుంచి వస్తున్నాము. ఈ వేలంగని మాతా దగ్గర వేడుకుంటాము. ఇన్నేళ్ళుగా 7 ఏళ్ళుగా నేను వస్తున్నాను మాలేసుకొని. నేను వేడుకున్నది అట్లే జరుగుతుంది ఈ తల్లి దగ్గర. అట్లే మేము అన్ని కోరుకున్నది అన్ని నెరవేరుతుంది. మేము ప్రతి ఒక్క సంవత్సరము ఈ దేవుడిని దర్శించడానికి వస్తూ ఉన్నాము. కాబట్టి ఈ తల్లి మా యొక్క కోరికలను నెరవేరినట్లు అన్ని సంవత్సరాలు మాకు నెరవేరినట్లు జరిగింది. కానీ అమ్మని వేడుకునే వాళ్ళు ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా కానీ ఆ అమ్మ మమ్మల్ని ఆశీర్వదించి ఒక్కొక్క సంవత్సరం ಅದ್ಭುತಂ చేసి ಮಾಕು ಪಂಪಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಊರು ಕೌಲಂದೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮಗೆ 2 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಬೇಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮಗೆ 2 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ದೇವರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ವರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬೇಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದ ಅದನ್ನು ದೇವರು ವರ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆದನ್ನು ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಈ ದೇವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಅರಕೆ ತಗೊಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ತೀರಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ದೇವರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ 2 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮುಂದೆ ವರ್ಷನೂ ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ದೇವರು ನಾನು ಬೇಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅರ್ಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
உருகி ஓடும் மெழுகி என் அன்னையிடம் சொல்ல, உருகி ஓடும் மெழுகி என் அன்னையிடம் சொல்ல, என் வேண்டுதலை கேட்க வேண்டுமே. புகை மணக்கும் தீபமே என் வேதனையை சொல்ல, இந்த விண்ணுக்கும் மண்ணுக்கும் அரசியான மாதாவிடம், ஆரோக்கிய மாதாவிடம். உருகி ஓடும் மெழுகி என் அன்னை நேசித்தாயே இந்த ஈழைக்கும் நீ
which he made of himself on the cross 2000 years ago. Here and now in the bloodless manner, besides offering to us his body and blood as our spiritual nourishment. Hence, in the shrine basilica, the holy sacrifice of the Mass is celebrated in different languages at different times for the benefit of the pilgrims coming from different parts of our country.
The annual feast of our Mother of Health is celebrated very solemnly on the 8th of September every year, beginning with the hoists of devotees in deep piety and devotion sing hymns and prayers in her praise to express the deep faith in God.
பிதாசுதன் பரிசுத்தாவியின் பெயராலே நம் ஆண்டவராகிய இயேசு கிறிஸ்துவின் அருளும் கடவுளின் அன்பும் பரிசுத்தாவின் நட்புறவும் உங்கள் அனைவரோடும் இருப்பதாக. எல்லாம் வல்ல இறைவன் பிதா சுதன் பரிசுத்தாவி உங்களை ஆசீர்வதிப்பாராக.
What you are now witnessing is the caravan of procession, the last of which carries the statue of our Mother of Health. The procession starts solemnly and moves along gently with our Mother of Health, assuring people of our motherly protection. It is really a very beautiful, marvelous and enthralling sight to see how faith moves the hearts of the people and hope fills their eyes with joyful tears as they recite prayer devotedly and sing hymns jubilantly.
Processional cars are carried by men and women. It's an expression of the affection for the devotees for the Mother.
The first in the caravan of cars, in with the statue of Michael, the archangel, who on behalf of God fought valiantly against Lucifer of fallen angels. Then comes the car with the statue of Saint Sebastian, the popular martyr saint, followed by the car with the statue of Saint Joseph, the beloved husband of her mother and the loving foster father of Jesus. Then comes the car with the statue of Saint Anthony of Padua, the wonder worker saint of popular pity. Then the car with the statue of a mother of protection, followed by another car with the statue of a mother of scapula, and lastly comes the car with the statue of a mother of health. Looking at people with a serene beauty and assuring them graciously of God's abundant blessing on them. We congregated there and elsewhere also we seek her motherly protection.
Procession takes place on all the novena days, and the grand car procession takes place on 6th and 7th September. At Velankanni, due to the cures of body and soul, through Mary's intercession, she is called Mother of Good Health. Referring to the place, she is called Our Lady of Velankanni.
Lead us to your child above, full of grace. Ave Maria, Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. In the vision that transcends all our dreams and never ends, God will gather all His friends in the kingdom of your Son.
The hearts of the devotees are now filled with joy and peace, and are now looking at one another with sense of fulfillment that they have honored God through Mother Mary with heartfelt gratitude and with due respect for all the favors they had received through her motherly protection, and their smiling faces exude the same kind of trust and hope in the Mother who took all their sorrows and suffering to her Son Jesus, that in future also she would not desert them of her motherly concern. To them, the shrine basilica of our Mother is the last resort and the refugee camp in the hour of their needs. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Amen.